Welcome to Chaos to Clarity. Meteorologist Bernie Rayno. I want to give you an update on Beryl. Beryl continuing to push into the Caribbean, but it's beginning to lose wind intensity here. Let me show you why here in a second, but I do want to let you know what Beryl has already done. It's broken some records here. The earliest Category 5 hurricane on record, surpassing Hurricane Emily in July 16th of 2005. Southernmost hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 150 miles per hour in the Atlantic Basin. And the first major hurricane begins with maximum sustained winds of 111 miles per hour. So the first major hurricane east of the Lesser Antilles in June, third earliest major hurricane overall. Look what it did once it moved across the island of Grenada. This is the main airport. This was at 12 o'clock Eastern time. Sustained winds at 92 miles per hour. 92 miles per hour with a gust of 161 miles per hour. All right. Let's take you out to the water vapor loop. I want to show you this. This is interesting. So, Beryl was in a pristine condition. This location here, once it went across the islands and just south of Puerto Rico, this area was absolutely pristine for development. You had the warm water, certainly. You also had sufficient moisture. There was never any dry air in or around this center, but you also have something else going on. Low wind shear. In fact, I want to show you the 200 millibar flow. This is in the upper part of the atmosphere, and this was last evening in the Caribbean when this thing really went to town. So let me show you. This was the location of Beryl. Here it is. It was east of Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right in here. So due south of the Virgin Islands. When you look at what was going on at 200 millibars yesterday, so this is aloft, it was in a perfect location because at 200 millibars, look what you had here, an upper level high, and this moved right underneath that upper high. Why is that important? Because under upper level highs, what happens? You have light winds. This was low wind shear, not a breath of wind underneath this upper high. So it was really able to intensify. However, that upper high is not moving much. Now, if this was moving with the storm, then we'd have some problems. But if as I move this out, let me show you where we are as we head toward Tuesday evening. This upper high is pretty much still sitting here. It's moved a little bit here. But now on the northwestern side of this upper high, notice what's going on? You have wind shear, winds coming in out of the west, southwest. And that is no doubt going to cause Beryl to lose wind intensity pretty quickly here. And you can see it on the right now on the water vapor loop. Let me put this in the full so you can see this. So here was the pristine location. Still, there's no dry air coming into the center of circulation, but all morning I was on the AccuWeather network. I was talking about this. This is the 70 degrees west longitude. Once you got to 70 and on west, a lot of wind shear. And in fact, if you look at the track of Beryl going through this entire area, from here on out, it is going to be impacted by west to sometimes west-southwest, sometimes due westerly wind shear, and that's really going to weaken Beryl. Listen, you need perfect conditions to get a Category 5 hurricane. Now, when you don't have those conditions, it could weaken pretty quickly. It's still going to be a formidable hurricane. I'm afraid it could be a major hurricane as it impacts Jamaica tomorrow. But now you've got this wind shear in here, and this wind shear is not going anywhere. Already, you can see the eye starting to erode a little bit here, not only on the water vapor loop, but let me show you the satellite picture here. And you can clearly, don't worry about these stats. These are from earlier. But you can clearly see, look how the eye is starting to become a little less identifiable. The other thing of note is how the winds or the structure of the storm is a little different here as I move. Let me turn off my pen and move this out a little bit. You'll notice now that the western side of this hurricane is starting to be getting eroded a little bit here. In fact, what I'm going to do is, let me go into this really quick. I want to go into analysis mode, and I can show you what I was talking about, how this is weakening. There's no doubt that this is weakening on the satellite picture, because earlier, if you take the hurricane into 4 quadrants, you would equal amounts of clouds on each side of the quadrant, but as we of each side of the hurricane. But as you go forward here, you can clearly see how the western part of the cloud structure is really becoming ragged on both ends. So now all the clouds are on the eastern side. This is a sign of a weakening hurricane. And when this update comes out, and I'm recording this at 1 o'clock, this number will come down to 2, and the numbers will continue to come down the wind speed, because you cannot survive this kind of a hurricane, this winds, and that's kind of wind shear. Now listen, it's probably going to remain a major hurricane for the next 24 hours. I don't think this wind shear is that strong to deteriorate it quickly, but the winds are going to come down, no doubt about it. And I'm telling you, the wind shear is not going to be improving in this area as we go forward. In fact, let me go back to my wind shear map. Let me take a look at another product here. I was showing you the 200 millibar, but let's go to tomorrow morning. This is Wednesday morning. All right, this is European model. Here is Beryl. To the east of Jamaica. So this is tomorrow morning. So here it is. Watch the wind shear that you're going to see in that area just south of Hispaniola and east of Jamaica. See, there it is. Now, it's not all that strong, but it's there. Winds are coming in out of the west, so this is going to be weakening. Let's go, let's take a look at tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, as it might be right over Jamaica. There it is tomorrow evening. What is the wind shear looking like in that area? A lot stronger. Now, you're looking at some pretty strong wind shear here. So this is going to be weakening, no doubt about it, as it comes across Jamaica tomorrow afternoon because of this wind shear. And even as we move forward, this wind shear is not going anywhere. Watch as we play this out, and you can see there's the wind shear. It's following it now. It's all going to follow it. See, it's in the Northwest Caribbean. That's by Thursday afternoon. Where is Beryl Thursday afternoon? Look at the wind shear. Where's Beryl? Right now, south of Cuba, right in that wind shear. So it's going to continue to lose wind energy and intensity. And you can see that wind shear is not going anywhere. It's just going to follow the system as it continues to move across the Yucatan Peninsula and then into the Gulf of Mexico. So that's the good news. There's going to continue to be weakening. Now, let me show you the eye path here where we expect Beryl to be going as we move forward here. So let me show you that. Let me hit play. There it is. Okay. So we are going to have this. Let me show you the latest one. This is not the latest one. I thought it was. Let me grab the latest one here. So here's the latest one. My apologies. That one was an old one. So we are taking Beryl right across Jamaica. This is going to be a landfall in Jamaica tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. We have it as a category 3. I think that I could see the winds as low as about 105 and as strong as about 120. So we're going to go category 3 here. It is going to be a weakening hurricane as it comes across Jamaica, but boy, is it going to pack a punch. This is going to cause a lot of damage here. I don't think there's any doubt about that across Jamaica. So again, anywhere from 105 to 120 sustained winds going across Jamaica. The weakening continues. Next landfall would be Thursday night, Friday morning across the Yucatan Peninsula. But again, this is going to lose wind intensity. So it's probably, we have it as a hurricane as it makes landfall, and then it gets into the Bay of Campeche, and I do think by that time you're looking at a tropical storm. There's just too much wind shear that continues to cause problems here. Again, look at the wind shear in the Bay of Campeche here as we head into where this is Saturday night into Sunday morning. So that's why we're calling for weakening. Now, the other question, and we've been posing this over the last couple of days, we talked about this yesterday, is what happens to Beryl as we get toward the weekend? Because all week we're dealing with this upper high, which barrels this to the west. But as I mentioned earlier in this week, what's going to happen with this upper high? That's the key. I want to take you in the Saturday afternoon, and I want to show you this. This is the European, but the GFS shows this as well. You've got an upper level high now weakening off the southeast coast, and you've got this dip in the jet stream coming in from the north. Let me show you in another way. I have a graphic for this. Let me show this to you. There's what it looks like. So what will end up happening is your steering flow is going to be changing from east to west steering flow to more of a southeast. That's going to take Beryl, and that's going to make it come northward. So we're going to have a landfall in South Texas. Remember earlier, we saw the possibility that if this high remains strong, right, it would just barrel into the Belize and perhaps perhaps Honduras. But now it looks like this high is weakening, moving east. You've got this dip in the jet stream. The steering flow turns to the southeast, so that's going to guide Beryl to the north and west. The other thing to be worried about is this upper high is also weakening, so the steering flow is going to weaken. So you notice, let me go back to the AccuWeather iPath here. Let me show you that really quickly. So we go back to that iPath. What will end up happening is that while Beryl has been moving 20, 23 miles per hour, it's going to slow here. And even though this is a tropical storm, you've got to worry about heavy rain in South Texas from this as we get into Monday. So this is going to be a concern as we move forward for South Texas and maybe up into the upper Texas coast as well. We can get some rain and wind here. Again, this will be nothing like what Jamaica is going to be dealing with, certainly nothing like Grenada, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines had to deal with, but we can get some heavy rain here Sunday night into Monday. But for now, it's going to be Jamaica. You're going to feel the full brunt, unfortunately, of Beryl. It will not be as strong as certainly we had it in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada, but this is going to cause damage in Puerto Rico. There will also be some damage in the Yucatan Peninsula, not Puerto Rico, Jamaica. I keep on saying Puerto Rico, but this is going to be a lot of damage to Jamaica from this system, and then the Yucatan Peninsula, there's going to be some problems. The U.S., I think you've got to worry about southeast Texas for some heavy rain with this as we move into Sunday. And the concern is, while it is a tropical storm, since that upper high is weakening, the steering flow is going to weaken, so it's going to slow down. So let's see what the structure of Beryl looks like as it continues to feel that westerly wind shear here. So again, I want to, Beryl is going to continue. Let me show you the water vapor loop. Again, I'm going to leave you with this because you can really see how Beryl is beginning to lose wind intensity, that eye not as vibrant as it was, and this west to southwest wind shear over the next couple of days is going to cause some major problems. But watch across Texas. South Texas, there can be some big-time rains with this, depending upon the structure. I'll be back with you on Wednesday. We'll have an update on this. But if you are in Jamaica, this is going to be a damaging hurricane for you. Not as bad as St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but you're going to look at widespread damage. Right now, I'm thinking as low as sustained winds of 105 and as high as about 120. So we're going Category 3 with a landfall across Jamaica Wednesday afternoon with lots of damage. If you have any questions for me, you can contact me. I'm on X. I'm at AccuRayno. And again, thanks for watching Chaos to Clarity.